so well. I remember seeing it and there was nothing up in it.
It looks professional as well.
It does, doesn't it? Well, I've been here since the beginning. That's when we had the first big Argentine.
Oh, pen.
Oh, what a weekend.
Amazing how it brings people together.
Next year, so it's 10th year anniversary. So looking forward to that. Yeah. The students that I'm friends with there. Yeah. She's coming back over again. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yes.
Come on, guys, we haven't got all night. Excuse me, we haven't got all night.
I sit on the pink chair.
No frivolity now.
The mayors are not allowed to have 2 mugs, alright?
I've got 10.
Oh, the microphone's on now, so we'll make a start. Okay, wel, noswaith dda and croeso cynnes i gyd. Good evening and welcome to everybody in Rhyl and also to our global audience and our dear friends in the Youth Cinema Network who have sent us once again this year some wonderful films, short films made by young people from the age of 6 to 32. So we have special guests here tonight who I forgot to introduce at the opening night, so I'll introduce you tonight instead. So we have the Deputy Mayor of Rhyl, Councillor Joan Butterfield, and Councillor Carol Holiday, the Mayor of Prestatyn, and we have a Senedd member, Carolyn Thomas. Oh, there. and we really appreciate our political support. It's important when we're trying to change things in our community that we can engage with the politicians that have the power to do it alongside us. So, but they do get a bit unruly, yeah.
Where's the security?
But I know. So, in the last 3 days, we've had our young audience here, and they've enjoyed watching or receiving the shortlisted films. And just to tell you that when COVID struck a few years ago and all our activities went online, we made the decision then that the films that we got for our festival would be judged by other young people. And we've kept that going because it was such an incredible success. And this year we've had a jury of 35 young people, young filmmakers from different countries looking at the films, and it is their choices that we'll be looking at tonight for the shortlisted films. So we welcome our filmmakers who know they've been shortlisted and are looking to see who will be winning tonight. So I wish them all good luck, and to get to this stage and have the film shortlisted, having seen the quality of them all, I think they're all winners, really. So following the festival, we hope you will keep in touch with us. And I want to thank Phoebe, who actually engineers this whole process. We sort of send her the films and she organises a jury, gets them to send the film, gets all their results, and we don't have to worry about anything. So very efficient and gets it all right. So a big thanks to Phoebe. So we move on now and it's all quite technical, so I don't have to even speak, I don't think. So we move on to the first category, which is 6 to 12 animation.
Hello, I'm Gabriela Siamkouri. I'm from Greece and just finished high school. The last 3 years I'm participating in film festivals and competitions, and I will now see the top 3 films from animation. In third place is Wings of Victory, a pretty good film with some cool scenes. In second place is Choir from the Clouds, an interesting animation with nice music and humor. And in first place is Haley's Violin, a pretty entertaining film with great cinematography. All the films were nice, and congratulations to all of you.
Війна. Росія напала на Україну.
This tale is about Sumigawa, so fine, a fiddler who played his old violin all the time. With tatters for clothes and a fiddle so old, he was often quite hungry with no breakfast to behold. At a village wedding, he played his tune. Guests of high rank arrived by the moon.
There we are. Congratulations to Hellish Violin. So the plan is to just show 30 seconds of each shortlisted film, and then we move on. So we now move on to the 6 to 12 fiction. So again, it's the very young children that are making these films, or primary school age.
Hello, my name is Phoebe and I'm the Festival Jury Coordinator for Wicked Wales Youth International Film Festival. I will now be announcing the winning films for the 6 to 12 fiction category on behalf of the jury members, who would like to firstly congratulate everyone who entered. They were really impressed with all of your films. Now in second place, we have Casting for a Musical. Well done to all the young people involved in this highly entertaining and engaging film. The film follows a group of young artists auditioning to win the lead role in a musical. The audience watches on as each takes a leap and steps up to the microphone. This film was a joy to watch and stood out for its lively performances, clever wit, and how the film highlighted the talent of the performers. Now in first place, we have Angel and the Sounds of Silence. Congratulations. This film was not only a highly entertaining film, but also extremely memorable for its important message. Angel, while at first rejected, ends up teaching his fellow podcasters about the value and sounds of silence. The film's thoughtful approach to sound and storytelling left a lasting impression on the jury this year. Congratulations to everyone involved in making the film and to every other filmmaker who entered their film this year.
¿Sabes? Ese es mi tercer casting. Sí, pues para mí este es el primero. Estoy muy nerviosa. Pues yo estoy muy tranquilo. ¿Y tú, Pedro? ¡Di algo! Bueno, cantar en un musical es mi sueño.
Oye, chicas, ¿cómo creéis que será el nuevo? La Dire me dijo que se nos uniría hoy.
Creo que ganó un certamen de poesía o una chorrada así. Dice la Dire que nos ayudará. Puf.
Puede, pero no lo creo, aunque deberíamos darle una oportunidad.
Sí, pero vamos a lo importante, los efectos de sonido.
We now move to 6 to 12 documentary.
Hello everyone, my name is Phoebe and I'm the Festival Jury Coordinator for Wicked Wales Youth International Film Festival. Tonight I will be announcing the winning film for the 6 to 12 documentary category on behalf of our jury. Though before I announce the winner, I would just like to congratulate everyone who submitted a film this year. Now, without further ado, the winner for first place is One Day in My Life in Curzon. Well done to everyone involved in this film. The film gave us a glimpse into the life of a young Curzon girl. While simple, the measured pace of the short film gives it a depth, letting the presence of the wartime realities this girl lives with sink in for the viewer. As we learn about the girl's interests and dreams, the tempo and silence within this picture add a palpable weight to the documentary. Congratulations on your well-deserved first place.
Мене звати Даріна, я народилася і живу у Херсоні. Я живу у Херсоні зі своєю сім'єю, мама, тато, я та мій папушка Жужа. Ще в мене є рідний брат, але він живе не з нами, він живе у
We were delighted this year to actually make a new collaboration with a film festival in the Ukraine, and although they are not able to have their festival while the war is on, they did actually send some films that they've been working on with their young people. They're working with them online, and it's lovely that one of their films has actually won a prize. We did have Katerina from the festival here on the opening ceremony, so I think there'll be lots of screams and shouting going on somewhere in Ukraine. The next one is 13 to 18 animation.
Hello, my name is Chris Lau and I'm an independent film producer based in Cambridge. I'm part of the jury group which reviewed an amazing selection of animations made by filmmakers aged 13 to 18, and I'll now be announcing the results of this category. The following two films have received commendations: Female Rage and On the Brink. Congratulations. Viewed through a female lens, Female Rage offers a powerful and engaging look at daily frustrations. And following a little bird's journey, On the Brink is a heartwarming animation about finding growth through life challenges. And now, the film in third place is Past the Frames, a very thoughtful puppet stop motion consisting of several little stories. It is a wonderful showcase of the director's imagination and creativity. The film in second place is The Monster Behind the Window, a short yet well-executed animation that blends horror and humor. The film in first place is My Father in the North, which is a very personal story drawn from the memories of the director's father in the far north of Russia. Blending animation within the titles and actual photos from the past, it is an absolute highlight from this category. Congratulations to all the filmmakers, and we cannot wait to see what you do in the future.
The next category is 13 to 18 fiction.
Hi there, my name's Max.
Hi, I'm Inanna. Hi, my name's Amelia.
Hello, I'm Oliver, and this year we've had the pleasure of judging the 13 to 18 fiction category for Wicked Wales. Now, I just want to say, before we get into the winners and the losers and everything in between, I would just like to give props to all the people who submitted their films this year, because it is no easy feat making a film, I can tell you that for sure. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to my man Max, who's going to reveal the honourable mentions.
We were all very impressed by the quality and diversity of films on show this year. The creativity was incredible, from westerns to sci-fi and even music videos. The talent of young people behind and in front of the camera was a pleasure to watch, but it only made our job harder. Before the top three, we had a few that we wanted to commend that just missed out on the podium. These being, in no particular order, Dylan D, The Book, Illusion, and You Have Seen Me Before. Well done to everyone involved.
Thank you, Max. That was very informative. But now, we must move on to the big three. And here to announce third place is Amelia.
I am a graduate documentary photographer, currently based in Edinburgh. I am excited to announce the third place winner that goes to MIU. We absolutely loved this one. The costumes, the set, it just worked so well with the narrative that is just so relevant for that age group. And it was so well done, very professional. We really enjoyed it.
Well, that's Amelia with third spot, which only means one thing. There's only 2 spots left. So here to announce second spot at the 13 to 14 category for fiction is Inanna. Take it away, Inanna.
Hi, I'm Inanna, I'm Jordanian, and I'm part of the Wicked Wales jury. And our second place winner is Hotel Afterlife. This film was incredible. It was creative and it was so well made and so well edited. So thank you for submitting in your film and congratulations.
Folks, it is time for the main event. Now, thanks to all my colleagues for their announcements. Now it's the big moment. It's the first place reveal. Now, if I can get a drum roll, please. The winner is Thoughts. Thoughts is the winner. Now, I have to say, at first this film was a little strange, but the more I watched it, I thought, oh my god, there's something going on here. Like, the amount of different things that were going on. I liked the idea of everything was in the girl's head, and it was like, why is life so crazy? Like, I really did respect that. And as a team, we thought that the amount of thought that went into that film and the amount of really good shots, the creativity, the imagination, the uniqueness of the film really did deserve the winning spot. So congrats to the maker of Thoughts. You really did make a good film here, and it is an honour to have you in our film festival. So Thoughts, you are the winner. Well done. Congratulations. Enjoy your prize. Well done.
Laten we beginnen.
Ich schaffe es nie im Leben rechtzeitig. Und wenn ich einfach rüberrenne?
Next category, 13 to 18, documentary.
Hi, I'm not Sasha Evans, and I'm a part of the Wicked Whales jury. I'll be announcing the commended and winning films for the 13 to 18 documentary category. Although, before that, I'd just like to congratulate everyone who entered. Each film was a joy to watch, full of evident passion and effort, so give yourselves a...
Мене звати Тая, мені 14 років. Я живу в місті Херсон та жила тут своє дитинство, але на час окупації ми з родиною виїжджали в Київ. Я маю в родині мама, тато, старша сестра, яка вже вчиться в Києві та живе там, та родинка собака з білою плямкою.
Ik ga liever dood dan dat ik dik word.
Чесно, це вже 30-й дубль, в якому я намагаюся розповісти щось про себе. Так що давайте в останній раз. Я Клим, я українець, а саме з Харкова. Зараз під час війни мені довелось переїхати з Харкова сюди, в Дрогобич, у невелике місто Львовській області. І живемо ми в 4. Я, мама, тато і кіт.
We move now to an older age group again. It's 19 to 26 animation.
My name is Sasha Evans. I'll be announcing the commended and winning films for the 19 to 26 animation category. Although, before that, I would like to just congratulate everyone who took the time to enter. Each and every film was a joy to watch, full of evident passion and effort, so give yourselves a well-deserved pat on the back. First, we'd like to commend Fox Fighters, A Tale of Two Tales. This film was full of intense action, dynamic angles, and high energy, which made for a very entertaining viewing experience. And without further ado, the winners. And in third place, Mature-san. This experimental film made us think, inventively portraying the struggle between longing for the past and the joy we experience anticipating the future, though all the while still trying to enjoy the present moment. Well done for this visually striking film, and congratulations on third place. In second place, Lumber Slumber. This film was absolutely breathtaking. As the audience sinks into its aesthetically beautiful animation, they cannot help but also absorb the silence, soaking up the atmosphere. Though the visuals of this film are not all that struck us, the message itself was an appropriate one, showing us what happens when man pushes nature too far. And finally, in first place, Low Power Mode. This film took the cake from the get-go. Visually striking, brilliantly paced, and full of memorable moments. It follows Jaguar, an aging AI droid that wanders the desolate wasteland that now is Earth, humans having become extinct after a mass blackout. The philosophical message of this film is poignant, confronting the questions of purpose, identity, and soul. Congratulations and well done on a deserved first place.
誰とも話してない。鳥たちさえ私を好いてくれない。まあそれでも何とかして忙しくしている。大停電の後、私の指令は全て消去された。ついでに記憶もだ。それ以来、私。
Moving on to 19 to 26 fiction, and I think after that announcement and animation, we might need to look for an award for the best delivered results.
Hi, I'm Kat. I work in post-production Cardiff, and I'm here to announce the honourable mentions for the 19 to 26 fiction category. Our honourable mentions this year are Matanya and Like My Love, which both show some amazing filmmaking, visual storytelling, and amazing narratives. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Harry. I'm a film student in Liverpool. I'm here on the 1926 fiction jury of Wicked Wales, and I'd like to announce the winners. It's been a wonderful roster of short films we've had. It's been a real challenge narrowing them down just to 3, but for our third place film, it is My Meatloaf, My Homeland, or should I My Lieber Cross, My Homeland. We found this to be a very timely shot, addressing the rise of far-right nationalism. It's very worrying, and how this kind of anger causes that. So it's also a very absurdist piece with that obsession of the very popular Austrian food. But it's a real strong piece with bite, which is why we chose this. Really struck out to us. And for our second place pick is People Watching. This is what any great short film does. In a brief runtime, it gives us a really original concept. It allows this great creativity, and it's basically the idea of bird watching flipped on its head, wondering what would it be like if you were a person being watched. And so it's creative, it's funny, it's absurd, and it's brilliant. And now I'd like to pass over to Jasmine to announce the first place winner.
Hello, my name is Jasmine. I'm a recent graduate from Cardiff University and a very enthusiastic film nerd, and I'm very happy to be announcing the winner for the 19 to 26 fiction category, which is She Will Play On. This film really touched everyone on the jury, I think, because not only is the acting just phenomenal, but the story is just really well thought out. The dialogue feels natural and emotive, but not too cheesy. And overall, everything was just really well shot. You can tell that everybody from across the board put a lot of effort into it. So I'm very happy to say that She Will Play On is the winner for this category. And congratulations to the filmmakers, and congratulations to everybody who put a film forward. It takes a lot of courage, and everybody did very well.
Hi, it's Carl calling from Nottingham Women's Football Academy. Not too early, is it?
Oh, hi, no, not at all.
Moving on now to the 19 to 26 documentary.
Hi, my name is Sam. I'm here to announce the winner of the 19 to 26 documentary category, which I'm pleased to announce is The State of Cinema. This is a fantastic documentary that's incredibly well researched and offers some interesting insights into what could be the future of cinema and how it can adapt to survive following its long road to recovery after the COVID-19 pandemic. I'd like to congratulate everyone involved in making the film. I thoroughly enjoyed.
Hi, my name is Sean. I love films and I love going to the cinema. For many of us film fans, the cinema is a special place, a place where we can see all the big new releases as well as independent ones. The cinema can be an exciting experience, and at times it can be an emotional one too. However, unfortunately, this decade so far has not been too kind to cinemas. From COVID-19 to cinemas facing closures, and of course, cinemas.
We move up again now, and this is a category that we introduced to our festival a few years ago, which is 27 to 32, and we did it because most of the international festivals all went up to 26, and we started saying, well, what happens if you're 27? And then you no longer have the chance to put your film into the festival. So we started a new age group, 27 to 32, and it has been successful, and it's achieved what we wanted to achieve, to keep opportunities for still young filmmakers. So this is 27 to 32 fiction.
Hello, I'm Gabriela Siamkouri. I will announce you also about the top 3 films of fiction. In third place is The Arrest, with the amazing scenes but a pretty short story. In second place is Teething Problems, a very good and entertaining horror story. And in first place is Make a Wish, a short film with very interesting cinematography and a very different way of storytelling it. Each one of the films were very nice. Congratulations to everyone.
Hi, Mr. Robinson. Is everything all right?
I'm sorry about all this, Cassie. It's a bloody cough, you see. And it's the only appointment I can get.
Oh, it's fine. I wasn't.
It's all a bit last minute.
And we move to the last category before talking about a couple of special prizes. So this is the 27 to 32 documentary.
Hi, Wicked Wales. I'm Ellie Hughes. I live in Wales. And a bit about myself, I volunteer to have a wildlife. I like to film, I like to perform, I like to act. So tonight's category is 25 to 32 documentaries. They were amazing, and locations were beautiful. So in second place is Water Spirit with 74 out of 35 points. It's a beautiful, it has loads of beautiful locations, and it got a good message at the end, and a great story to it. Our first place is I Stayed a Secret of Play in Venice, with 85 points. With 85 points out of 5. So the story was great. With one guy wanted to go to Venice, but the location is beautiful. So thank you to all filmmakers for your films. See you.
In less than a week, can I write a new play from scratch and convince one of the most prestigious theatres in Venice to let me perform it?
And hypothetical, totally not hypothetical question here, but
if I write the play by myself, longhand, perform it to no one while the theatre is closed, and then burn the only copy of the script in existence, destroying any evidence that it ever actually happened,
is that theatre?
Or is it something else entirely? The general definition of theatre is along the lines of
And we're very proud of our wicked volunteer, Ellie, who is the first person from Rail to be on the jury. But we have some other young filmmakers in the audience, so perhaps you might consider belonging to the jury next year. We just put a call out at a certain time of the year, asking for people to apply. So, but well done, Ellie, leading the way. Now, I have the pleasure of making the next announcement. We get a number of films from Wales, but we decided as a Welsh festival, we needed to acknowledge what was the best talent in Wales. So we introduced an award, an overall award called the Red Dragon Award. And I can announce to you that the winner this year is I Staged a Secret Play in Venice. So we get to see the whole of the film now.
In less than a week, can I write a new play from scratch and convince one of the most prestigious theatres in Venice to let me perform it?
And hypothetical, totally not hypothetical question here, but
if I write the play by myself, longhand, perform it to no one while the theatre is closed, and then burn the only copy of the script in existence, destroying any evidence that it ever actually happened,
is that theatre?
Or is it something else entirely? The general definition of theatre is along the lines of a collaborative form of performing art that uses live performers to present an experience of a real or imagined event before a live audience in a specific place.
Which is, you know, cool, but a bit fucking dull.
Midway through the last millennium, Venice was the centre of the universe, regularly challenging accepted ideas and reinventing and reimagining all aspects of life and culture.
Now, I was a little late to get into a sword fight in the Venetian piazza over the nature of theatre, but around 600 years later, I am going to attempt to make my own small contribution to the development of ideas in this great city.
I need to gather appropriate materials and get into the right headspace to write the play. Then I need to convince a theatre to sort of let me have a go.
Armed with an email account, some basic conversational Italian, and a lot of enthusiasm, I am planning to rock up in person and just see what they say. Yes to plan A, B, or C. Certo.
Then, finally, I need to destroy the thing, respectfully, and create something beautiful from the ashes, so it may rise again if ever anyone wishes.
Perhaps in the 2600s, if Venice is not a swimming pool by then.
And just to ensure I preserve the secrecy of the play, I am alone on this trip, and every single shot you were about to see was shot by me, including of me. So let's hope no one robs, pun intended, the camera, or you're going to get an accidental action sequence. Part 1 was pretty straightforward. I headed across the city to Rialto, near where the beautiful stationery shop Scriba is located. They had exactly what I needed: a Murano glass pen, pot of Italian black ink, and a bunch of parchment paper. With just 5 days to pull this off, I'd identified a series of potential theatres to hit up, from glorious opera houses to independent student and even temporary venues. I emailed the ones I could and planned my follow-up visit. Around the Renaissance period of the 1500s, Venice was a key location in the development of a new form of theatre, which came to be known as Commedia dell'arte. And unlike the physical theatres I'd been researching, which could tell me to f*** off on a whim,
this form of theatre took place in the town squares, the piazzas of Italy, using stock characters represented by masks. Importantly, even though the characters, situations, and even jokes, or lazzi, were somewhat predictable, the performance itself was always entirely improvised.
I reached out to Nicoletta, a local blogger, who offered to introduce me to Carlo Setti, one of the last remaining artists in Venice creating Commedia dell'arte masks in the traditional method with leather. Spending time with Carlo really underlined for me just how easy it is to lose important contributions to art forms.
When I finish the list of the masks I have to do, I paint everything.
He has no apprentice. If something happens to him, do we wait 100 years for the next person who's ready to commit their life to this craft?
Però se fossimo in due guadagnerei ancora meno perché non guadagno niente.
He said I'm the only one here, but if we were two, I would earn even less.
Yes. And yet, in the same moment, I'm here crafting something that will be deliberately destroyed and never seen by anybody, and not to lean too far into the mental Olympics of the whole thing, but it's kind of interesting.
It's a frequent source of anxiety for a lot of artists, the idea that nobody might actually see the thing that they create. So I suppose, in some way, by deliberately twisting that and then making something nobody will ever see.
I guess it could be freeing? I mean, with writing, I always feel like I'm reaching, into myself to try and find a character, a story, a truth, something worth expressing that can be structured and pieced together in a beautiful way to deliver a gut punch, to show you something about the world.
I do wonder if, in a way, this ultimate freedom from judgment will allow me to be more truthful and more honest than ever before and possibly create my best work. But is the fact that it's never judged and no one knows it truly exists stopping it from being a piece of work to begin with? That's the question, I guess. And I don't know.
Getting a theatre on board wasn't going to be easy. This is the oldest theatre in Venice, Teatro Goldoni, totally shut for the last 6 months for major renovations.
Parli l'inglese. When it's finished, the renovation, it will look the same, just fresh.
No chance. Teatro La Fenice, perhaps the most famous, booked up AF with performances and non-stop public tours.
Buongiorno. So you think the answer is no? It's okay, don't worry, thank you so much.
So, no chance. I headed into those and others, armed with my polite Italian and bizarre idea. I guess if I get flat nose from all of them, I could just whisper the play behind the locked door of the Teatro La Fenice disabled toilet, discreetly escaping midway through a tour. But that's giving desperation, not innovation. We'll bank it just in case. Parchment paper in hand, I hit up some Venetian hotspots to work on the script for the play. With the odd Aperol spritz in the other, I was making some good progress. But speaking of innovation, I needed some inspiration from our second character, the man that damn theatre's named after, Carlo Goldoni, my guy. In the 1700s, Carlo was on the precipice of his own major renovation work.
The Commedia dell'arte itself.
What if this form of theatre that used to be really popular came back, but instead of being improvised in a town square, it was scripted by me and performed in a theatre so that I had full creative control, and rather than leaving the whole thing down to the skill of the actors, I just sort of knew it was good already.
Yeah.
Carlo's hypothesis proved correct, and with plays such as The Servant of Two Masters, he completely reinvented and renewed the idea of commedia for a new century. Theatre in the theatre, baby. So, with all that in mind, I decided to complete my script here, in his house, Casa Goldoni, which is now a museum and library. I was hoping some of that magic might rub off, and make the play as good as it could possibly be. Not that anyone will ever know.
Very busy. Very, very busy.
After several days of laying the groundwork and writing, it was time for one final round of canvassing with my complete script to see if I could get some precious time on a Venetian stage. But I had one last task, just before. When I'm in the city of Venice and intent on exploring craftsmanship that has spanned centuries, I can't ignore Murano glass. The distinct, colourful pieces are crafted by hand by master glassmakers, mixing the glass with minerals and using a special glass-blowing technique that is, well, extremely old. Tried and tested, shall we say. I booked myself into a class at a prestigious workshop on the island. In the span of a single morning, I would learn to create my own special sculpture, guided by my own personal glassmaker, Benjamin.
Prepare yourself We're going to bring the pipe over and we're going to place it down on the right-hand side of the furnace right here.
Things got pretty heated.
That's it. Out you come, out you come. Beautiful. Point down, squeeze as tight as you can. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. You can do it. Squeeze. And now you're going to blow again. Okay.
But thankfully he was patient. Isn't that beautiful? We'll put it to good use very soon.
Quick update, less than 24 hours before this entire project is over and I get on my way back to Wrexham.
The headline is, I have no theatre. Just lots of seagulls.
That's Roger.
Great guy. Across the entire week I've been hitting brick walls. As we know, Teatro Goldoni is shut. Teatro La Fenice responded, suggesting that I head over bright and early one morning, which I did, to discover that they would actually allow me to record if I was willing to pay a €500 fee. No. Next I headed up to the Biennale area, where the art pavilions and theatres are located. No. I then raced around the Dorsodoro district, attempted to catch the brief window of time the university theatre was set to be open, but I forgot I was in Italy, where opening hours can sometimes be inexplicably flexible.
Apparently, there's a famous Banksy by here. At least one British person got away with cheekily making something here.
Mid-afternoon, and things were not looking good.
Ciao, posso parlare con Carlotta? Shit, didn't answer.
Several others simply weren't responding or even accessible to the public, and I was getting a little anxious. Dejected, I sat in a deserted nearby piazza, staring at the half-set-up Venice Open stage. If I couldn't land a physical theatre, maybe I could find a solution there. Desperate, I began calling their production team using the numbers listed on their website.
No one's answering the phone. The person at the office isn't answering, the communications manager isn't answering, and nobody's here.
I was facing my final hours in Venice with zero response from a single theatre. I'd been totally naive to think that I could come to this city with no contacts and somehow pull off the equivalent of a theatrical heist in less than a week. I took a final roll of the dice, calling back every theatre I'd been emailing and knocking the door of all week. Goldoni, La Fenice, Ciafuscari, a Lavogaria.
Spero puoi aiutarmi. Parli l'inglese?
Finally, someone answered.
I sent an email. I'm wondering if anybody from the theatre managed to read it. Robert Corcoran.
Teatro a Lavogaria.
So I will go to the address, which is Teatro Dorsodoro 1617. Okay, at 6:30 p.m. Great. Grazie mille. See you soon. Ciao. Okay. This is some progress.
Teatro a Lavogaria agreed for me to meet them at 6:30 p.m. Now, to be honest, the man I spoke with did not seem to fully understand me, but it seemed that I would at least have a chance to plead my case in person. I took a deep breath, sipped my espresso, and headed over on time.
Can you believe that right here in this square is a theatre?
Now, it's not my first rodeo. Sometimes when you think you're at the finish line, things can still fall apart pretty spectacularly. But here, in a quiet corner of Venice at 6:30 on an early summer night, it was perfect. The theatre was beautiful, covered in posters from staging various Goldoni and Commedia plays. The technician, Giorgio, offered me wine and gave me a tour. I sat and watched a rehearsal of The Tempest featuring puppets. And, importantly, when I met the theatre manager and explained my batshit request to perform in his empty theatre at the end of the night, well, I like to think that in that moment, as Giorgio kindly translated for me, and we held eye contact, he saw me not as some crazy Welsh guy, but as a fellow artist, deeply respectful of his culture and heritage, seeking to uncover the truth, to rummage the depths of my own ideas, to attempt to truly understand what theatre is, what it could be. He thought about it for a few seconds, then said, "See."
Following is an excerpt from my life. A performance no one else will ever see. It is an attempt to question and explore ideas about creation, life, theatre, and death. When I press the button to stop recording and enter the stage, the performance will begin. But if I might be so bold as to ask one more question, it would simply be, does the performance ever really start? And does it ever really end? Through my eyes, perhaps I am my own audience. Or if there is a God watching, grazie, enjoy.
And we come to the last prize, and I think it's only appropriate that we hand this over to the jury, and they have nominated a film which they'd like to tell us about now.
Hello everyone, I hope you've had a fabulous festival so far. I hope you've enjoyed listening to our jury talk about the incredible submissions we've had this year. As Festival Jury Coordinator, I'm really pleased to be able to announce the Jury Prize Award. This award goes to the overall best film of the festival this year. So, without further ado, I would like to announce that this award goes to Eric Norberg's Low Power Mode. The jury were incredibly impressed with this animation film. They thought the scale of the landscapes created in the animation were beautiful. They thought the story was really touching and really connected to so many of them. And they loved the visuals, the grading. They just thought this film was such a standout, and they're really pleased to be giving it the Jury Prize Award this year. Congratulations to everyone involved in the film. You should be incredibly proud of yourselves. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening.
静かだ。あまりに静かで少し苛立つほどだ。もう何十年も誰とも話してない。鳥たちさえ私を好いてくれない。まあそれでも何とかして忙しくしている。大停電の後、私の指令は全て消去された。ついでに記憶もだ。それ以来、私はこの世界での自分の目的を探している。人間がいなくなってしまった今、私にできることはあまりない。考えないようにしているが、時々悪夢を見る。うまく説明するのは難しいけど。いずれにせよ、あの古いデータはもう消えてしまった。でも一つだけ消えていないものがある。それは本だ。今までに何千冊も読んできた。中には読むのが特に楽しいものもあった。 ジュラシック・パークは人間が神になりたがることを教えてくれた。キャプテン・アンダーパンツは面白かった。孫子の兵法はかなり難解だったけど、あの孫子という人は本当にすごい。他にもいろいろあった。でもある日特別なものを見つけた。その日は普通の一日だった。私とボブは言い争っていた。私たちはいつも仲良くするのが苦手だった。だから散歩に出かけることにした。まあ今の時代歩いてると何が見つかるかわからないしね。しばらくして古い家にたどり着いた。見たことのない家だった。これは掘り出し物だ。今まで読んだ全ての本の中でこの本は特別だった。構成もされず書き直されもせず出版もされていない。ただただ人間の生の感情がインクと鉛筆で紙に凝縮されていた。生まれて初めて本当に理解したんだ。人間には目的なんて必要なかったんだ。大事だったのはお互いの感情やつながり、そして愛情だった。それこそが彼らを特別な存在にしていた。人間には私のようにプログラムや指令は必要なかった。ただお互いを気遣い、ありのままの自分でいること。それだけで十分だった。結局、私は新しい目的を見つけることはできなかった。自分の生きる意味を探し続けたが、代わりに彼らの生きる意味を見つけた。まあ、それで十分だ。
The winner of the best film, I think, for the festival. Congratulations to the director. Although that's the last film tonight, if you're interested, the films will be available on our, I think it's our YouTube channel for a few. Is that right, Ellie? Have I got it right? Okay, thanks. For a few days. for a few days, so they'll be there. But really proud that we bring such films to Wales from all over the world and give an opportunity for our young people in Wales to see them. And we do have an agreement that we can use these films for educational purposes. So it's not just a one-off. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Andrew. So we come to the closing ceremony, and it's just a short reflection and perhaps thanking a few people, but there are so many people that support us and help us. I always feel it's inadequate when you sort of stand here and try and thank them. But we can look back on what has happened in the last 3 days, and it was lovely on the first day that the studio was filled to capacity, firstly in the morning with junior primary children, and then in the afternoon with high school children, all watching foreign films with subtitles and watching the films and then discussing them. And it was really interesting, the responses that they gave. We then had a lovely opening ceremony where Carol Green from ITV actually officially opened the festival. Our guest was Katerina, that we've spoken about before, from the Ukraine, which following the festival we will be looking at a collaborative project during the year, which hopefully by the festival next year you'll be able to see the work that's been done between the two countries. We launched the crowdfunder for the film we'll be making, Leslie's film from his book, White Helmet. So we're hoping that people will help us fund that. And we were able, in the opening ceremony, to share a number of films that had been made locally. So once we had all gone home after the opening festival, about 9:30, Andrew was still here, and he joined Adam and they built a film set ready for the second day. So I think Andrew didn't get home till after midnight. But we had pupils from Rural High School come and work on an actual film set with professional filmmakers. Our 2 production companies who are working with us, Out for a Film and Mounting Top Media. And it was really exciting. It's really exciting to see how the studio can be worked, building the film sets, and the impact it can have on young people and the development as you go through the day, how the confidence levels build up and how more at ease they become with the process. Learning all the time, but learning in a relaxed environment. And hopefully igniting an interest in film longer term. We also discovered that the young people at the back had been involved in making a film, and we were able to show that on the big screen this morning. So we're really pleased to make the connection with you, and hopefully you will be able to use the studio to do other things in the film industry, and we'll support you in any way we can. Massive thanks. You saw the technology tonight, which was flawless, unlike the presenter. But and I'd like to thank Steve, who's in the room, and really somebody we should see is Andrew, head of studios. I don't know whether we can get him just to even pop his head out. He uses the excuse he's too busy. Andrew. Come on, Andrew. Don't keep us waiting. Hey! Andrew, who's going to go to sleep for about 3 days after tonight. And there's, as I say, there's people, you know, the funders, we couldn't do anything without the funding, although a lot of, we do a lot of volunteering and people volunteer for us. But we're here now. We start with Leslie's film next year, and it's about bringing commercial film production to Rhyl, and we can do it. So as we close this year's festival, we look forward to our 10th anniversary. We had to do a smaller festival this year because we were still decorating and getting the studios ready. But next year will be our 10th anniversary, and we're hoping, if I can get the funding, that we'll have a bigger international festival. So there'll be opportunities for young people to go to other festivals, mostly in Europe, and that we will bring some of our European friends back to Wales again. So we've got the excitement of a short film next year, working with the fire service, who are been very good to us, aren't they, Les? Without their help, with fire engines and crew and uniforms, I don't think we would be able to do it. And then we've made the connection with incredibly talented photographer, David Baker, so we're hoping again, funding. Mind you, we're going to do it whether the funding comes through or not. A very exciting photographic project. Like to say hello, because I forgot the opening night, to Helen and Mandy, who are our developing Wicked team in Llangollen. And finally to our volunteers, Dylan, Ellie, always there whenever we need them. And there's two people who I always forget. Where are they? Veronica and Joan. Oh, they're fast asleep on the city. You're going to have to come up and receive a gift. And you know it only costs £2. You've spoiled the surprise, but come up anyway. And Dylan and Ellie will present you with them, so it'll make it worth more.
What do you like?
You'll have to, I know, you have one from Ellie and one from Dylan.
Thank you, Ellie.
No bother.
Take care.
But staying here, because I always do forget them, but I just need to tell you and tell the world, Veronica and I have worked for 30 years
And we're only
on
28.
30 festivals.
We're only 28 now.
Yes,
aren't we?
yes.
Yes.
But these two ladies, every Friday night, yes, ladies, every Friday night and Saturday morning, they pick food up from a supermarket.
Marks and Spencer.
Oh, I wasn't sure whether.
No, M&S. No, M&S. No, not anything.
Global advertising
Yes,
from
I
Marks
know.
and Spencer's.
M&S, yeah.
And they run a food bank every Saturday morning. They also provide school uniforms, which need to be washed and ironed before they can be provided. And repaired, yeah. And they do this. Ronnie has run a autism family group for, is it 8 years?
Yeah.
Every Wednesday she meets with families that have children with additional needs.
Just don't be her friend, because she just does things like this so bloody embarrassing. I tell you, honestly.
Well, it's taken me 9 years to say it.
Okay. Anyway, thank you, everybody. Goodbye.
She does all this. She has the meetings, she takes people to the hospital, she takes people to school to represent them, and they do all this as volunteers. And I just wanted tonight for the world to know the sort of volunteers Wicked has. And that's it. You've closed the festival for us. Thank you all for coming. I know everybody's busy and appreciate it. And I think there's still a couple of sausage rolls left. But also, I forgot, because I always do, the Mayor of Prestatyn, Carol, she is so supportive of what we do. So I have another £2 planned for you, Carol. So, and I'm sure you'd like.
I can't drive, I promise. I do not drink anything but water.
But thank you, Carol. You're always there. You're always doing the community work.